Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Sector 5. I'm your host as always, Cody the Hangman Heinzman. Extreme Rules has just ended, and I am here to give the rundown of Extreme Rules. Now, as I said in my predictions, I had to miss the first hour of it because of work. And in tail of doing that, I missed about 4.5 of the 8 matches. So, that was a thing. But, either way, I'm still here to give the rundown. So, let's get started. Now, this is not going to be in the order of the matches the way they were presented on the pay-per-view. This will be in the order that I still have them wrote down here on my paper, the order I did with my predictions. So, let's get started. We had Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Now, this match was the first match that happened, but again, this is not going to be going in order. Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin in a no disqualification match. Winner of this match was Baron Corbin. He low-blowed Ziggler and then hit him with his finisher and won the match. Next up is the match that probably should be talked about way later, but it's talked about now because it's the next match I wrote down. Dear Lord, we had Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho in an Asylum match. Oh my gosh. This is a match I did get to see, and it's still very, very cringing to think of. Ugh. So, to recap what the Asylum match was, it was a steel cage around the ring. The only way to win was by pinfall or submission. You could not escape to win. And hanging around the ring was multiple weapons. You had a mop and bucket, a kendo stick, a board with barbed wire around it, a straight jacket, a potted plant, straps, nunchucks, and I think there's a few more things, but I cannot think of them off the top of my head right now. So, the match goes on. And of course, Chris Jericho tries to play it as if it's a steel cage match, of course, trying to escape the cage and all that. And of course, that's not how you win this. So, the first thing that comes down is the mop. And Dean Ambrose beats Jericho with the mop and then starts mopping him. And then that leads to Jericho eventually getting the barbed wire, 2x4, with Dean Ambrose getting the nunchucks. We find out that Dean Ambrose knows how to use nunchucks. I'm not gonna do too much of a recap like that. Ultimately, what happens is eventually everything's pulled down but the potted plant and the bucket. Dean Ambrose climbs up, gets the bucket, takes the lid off, pulls out a bag, and inside the bag were thumbtacks. These things. Right here. Thumbtacks. These eventually get rammed into the back and elbow of Chris Jericho. And then he hits the dirty deeds and he picks up the win. Thumbtacks. Like this. In Chris Jericho and Dean Ambrose. Thumbtacks. This is not the first, but it's been a while. Thumbtacks. The word of the day, thumbtacks. Thumbtacks. Next up, after that escapade of thumbtacks. Oh, dear Lord. I can't get over it. We didn't have this match, but, next match I'm talking about. Usos versus the Bullet Club. And the winner of this match, it was a Tornado Tag Team match as well, was the Bullet Club. Did not surprise me. Next up on my list, we are now going into title matches. The first title match I have wrote down here, we had Charlotte versus Natalya for the women's title in a submission match where if Ric Flair came out anytime, Natalya won the title. Well, towards the end of the match, Natalya has the sharpshooter on Charlotte, and out comes Dana Brooke in Ric Flair attire and helps Charlotte pick up the win. So the winner of this match is still your women's champion, Charlotte. Next up we had Miz, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus Cesaro for the Intercontinental Championship. Winner of this match and still Intercontinental Champion, Miz. This is the match that I came into whenever I got off of work. Everyone had made their entrance and the match started. So that was a thing. And Miz basically picked up the win because Sami Zayn went after Kevin Owens. A couple times Kevin Owens and Miz pulled the Sami Zayn or Cesaro off, Sami Zayn mainly, off of Cesaro to keep the match going. And then Sami Zayn hit Cesaro with his Pele kick, and Kevin Owens pulled him out. Sami Zayn went after Kevin Owens. Miz capitalized on the Pele kick. So that was fun. Next up, Rusev versus Kalisto. This is one of the matches that happened during the kickoff. And the winner of this match, and your new United States champion, Rusev. Apparently he did a number to Kalisto as well. Next up, another one of the kickoff matches, but we're talking about it second to last. We had New Day versus the Vaudevillains for the Tag Team Championship. Winner of this match, and still your Tag Team Champions, New Day. Beautiful. And finally, let's talk about AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'd like to first ask a question. Why Monday Night Raw's Roman Reigns cheer, yay! Pay-per-views, boo. Why? It makes no sense. I don't understand crowds. I don't understand. If you like him, it's not as if you can magically send something. WWE just sends random things into the area that they're going to. Do you hate Roman Reigns? Here, have a ticket so we can make sure we actually have a crowd that does not like Roman Reigns. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. Why? It makes no sense. Anywho, with that out of my system, let's actually talk about the match, shall we? So, it pretty much got out of the ring as soon as possible. Roman Reigns sent AJ Styles over the barricade. They started fighting in the audience. They went around to where the kickoff show is filmed. Then they eventually went back towards the ring. Did more everything. Roman Reigns sent AJ Styles through 2 tables, which is awesome. I have no qualms against AJ Styles, really. I like AJ Styles. Then, at some point, Roman Reigns was showing that he injured his knee. So he was hobbling around on one knee. And eventually, whenever Roman Reigns was down and AJ Styles was down, here comes Anderson and Gallows. They do their tag team finisher on Roman Reigns. They drag AJ Styles over. 1, 2, roll over. Roman Reigns kicks out. As I said, pretty much rolls over. At this point, they really had no kick out. They just had, okay, I did it. I did a thing. So, there was that. Then the Usos came out. They super kicked AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson. Then they did the Uso splash. 1, 2, roll over goes AJ Styles because they dragged Roman Reigns over. And then from there, we see Usos and Gallows fighting on the outside. And eventually AJ Styles hits a phenomenal forearm on... No, he doesn't hit the phenomenal forearm. He does 2 Styles clashes on Roman Reigns. 1 on top of a chair. 1, 2, Uso comes out and pulls Styles off of... Well, actually, it wasn't even a pin. He was heading for the pin, and Uso pulled him over, giving Reigns time, and then Reigns was pinned, 1, 2, kicked out. Then Styles went for the phenomenal forearm, got speared by Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns retained the title. And as he's celebrating, guess who comes in from behind? Mr. Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is back. So, I would not be shocked if we see at Money in the Bank Reigns, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And I have further thoughts on that match. But that will be saved for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, because that is the next pay-per-view that's coming up, is Money in the Bank. So next time you see me do my pay-per-view predictions, it will be for Money in the Bank. Which, if you all have been around here long enough, you will know that Money in the Bank is the bane of my prediction existence. Because from now on, after whoever's crowned Mr. Money in the Bank, I have to predict whether or not Money in the Bank is going to be used. Hooray. And I'm already kind of sitting and thinking, who's going to be in this Money in the Bank? I don't know. I honestly do not know who they're going to pull for Money in the Bank. But, with that aside, that has been my Extreme Rules review. And I guess what's going to become a thing on here, I guess, is going back to my predictions. How many did I get right? I got, out of 8 matches, 6 out of 8. Two matches that I got wrong. If you watch my predictions, or, even with this, you might want to go back and watch them. I'll put the link in the description. I might do that from now on, too. New things that I'm thinking of. There will also be another link to something in the description as well. I am going to make a update video sometime later. I'm going to say tomorrow, because it's not after 12, I don't think. It's almost after 12, so I'm just going to say later. Later, there's going to be an update video talking about the other link that's in the description. But I feel like oh, right. 6 out of 8. Which ones did I get wrong? I ultimately got the tag team and the Intercontinental Championships wrong. I thought Vaudevillains was going to take it, and I thought Cesaro was going to become Intercontinental Champion. So, 6 out of 8. Pretty good. So, that's going to be it for my review. And as always, I'm Cody the Hangman Huntsman. That's just how it is.